important for them as well. Our SP9s fully breathing now as they continue to climb, working their way towards the Caracciolo carousel, with Christopher Hasse enjoying a couple of car lengths over Max Verstappen. And as much, Neil, as yes, you know, we're not talking so much about managing batteries and things, we shouldn't forget that they're still managing tires, managing fuel, and managing traffic. There are elements of management in sports car endurance racing. It's not just 24 hours of an all-out sprint, as much as maybe some sometimes believe.
Yeah, of course. And it looked like in Carousel there, which is that beautiful banked curve where you can sort of do the equivalent of ditch hooking around the inside of where it's been cemented. But there was a slightly sketchy moment from Hasse, and like we said earlier, a sketchy moment where he went slightly sideways and twitched a little bit on the inside of the banking has meant he's like potentially lost half a tenth or a tenth, and that has brought Max Verstappen closer to the rear spoiler of that Audi R8.
He's menacing, weaving one way than the other. In the Cup 2 class, it is the 920 that leads currently. However, that is the Raphael Renhofer and Noah Nagelsdick entered car, no team name for them, but being chased down by a car that I know many will be cheering on, the Black Falcon Team Fanatec car, which is not a full Cup 2 entry, running some slightly different suspension, some alternative fuel as well. Only a couple of tenths splitting those two right now, though, as it stands. It is a very close fight, and I'm sure plenty will be cheering on Jimmy Brockman, Steve Brown, Misha Shadowroon, all as Manuel Metzger currently takes the start responsibilities. Bit of a gap building between second and third now as that Ferrari focuses more on the charging Mirko Bortolotti. That Lamborghini looking very, very promising inside of the opening 30 minutes. But once more back onto the Dottinger Hoa, the SP9 cars will drop 1.5. Lots of airflow, I think there's no question about that, and see the disruption sometimes when they sit in the draft. It's always interesting, the fluctuations. Mirko Bortolotti breathes past Dennis Marshall as they crested over the top of Antonius Bucca and dropped down in towards Tiergarten. That's third now that swapped hands, and the gap at the line that Mirko Bortolotti is now trying to close up to the top two is going on about 2 seconds. A half-hearted look from Verstappen there as they drop down into turn one, but let's be real, Christopher Hasse is a wily veteran. He will not be fooled by that.
I love the
lap
idea
time
of
was
Max
an 8:17 force 1. It's the mental mind games at play. Neil, in terms of lap times, the fastest driver on track right now is Mirko Bortolotti, 8:17.419. He's only a couple of thousandths of a second quicker than Verstappen and Hasse, but it's a, like I said, good sign for the Lamborghini, a little bit further down in qualifying than I think they would have wanted. Up through the Schumacher S they work. I've got to say, sometimes you would say that a smooth race car is a fast race car, but at least through the Grand Prix section, not particularly smooth for Verstappen there. But again, goes back to maybe what I said slightly earlier. You set the car up for the much bumpier and slightly awkward Nordschleife when the slightly razor-smooth surface on the Grand Prix section of the track maybe doesn't suit it so well, Neil. Back down into the Hadsenbach. Our race leaders go. Remember, Thomas Preining had the moment in the Hadsenbach a lap or two ago. Since then, continuing to drop back. Now sitting 5 seconds off the lead. Let's give you
3 seconds there.
Just looking through my entry list to try and figure out which of the cars that would have been, but we've had a change for the lead. Verstappen passes Christopher Hasse on the run in towards Schraden-Kreutz, and now down into Arenberg. They'll drop in towards the foxhole, and Verstappen will try and build his lead.
Yeah, big moment within the first half hour of this race. Max Verstappen takes the lead of this 4-hour race, and his body language for the last lap and a half has been, I'm going to get past. And now, can he pull ahead and extend that lead? It doesn't look so like at the moment. Hasse is staying with him.
The good news, Neil, is that just taking a look at the track map, they've got plenty of clean air before they'll catch the next group. The second group is made up of, plenty of fast cars. Those 992 machines are a rocket ship in a straight line. Maybe don't have the aerodynamic performance through the corners of a GT3, yes, but can very much match, if not best, them down the Dottinger Hoa. 3 drivers for this Scherer Sport Audi 16. Christopher Hasse starts, but he'll hand the car over at some point to Alex Sims, with Ben Green as well. Pair of Brits waiting in the wings for Verstappen and Lucas Auer. Just 2 drivers in which to split their time between. And Verstappen has said candidly over the weekend that one of the tasks for him being here at the track is to help Lucas get as much seat time as possible.
Yeah, it's an interesting pairing, isn't it? Of course, these two have previous that goes back over 10 years, Formula 3 days, and Lucas Auer very much known for DTM, I guess, more, but a very, very established